players are
learn.
ready. Let's
Yeah.
get game number 1 coming to you in
3,
2,
2, 1.
Tetris.
Tetris. I heard the buzz
Trish,
on that one.
Trish,
Oh my
Trish.
goodness.
So Mari, tell us a little bit about these trophies.
So okay, it's pretty cool. So like I don't know if many people know that we were staying with Scuti, throughout the weekend, and
I
like
camped outside.
but Scuti showed us his trophy and stuff, right? And like you can like there's like a pocket of pieces like behind it, and you can like kind of slot it in front. I don't know if many people saw.
Where are you slotting the pieces in?
Like in like there's like a playboard. It's like
Oh,
it's those ones, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a Tetris board on the front.
Yeah, yeah. And
So, in case they haven't played enough Tetris, they can play it on the trophy. So
physically, it can't.
they can even choose the seed.
You can't turn the game off at that point. It's just in front of you the whole time, staring at you. Yeah, players are looking pretty good right now, but
yeah, James with a pretty intimidating opponent. Finally beat his. Maybe you could say rival. It's his 3rd time playing him in 2 live events. So, finally beating Matt.
I was really surprised watching that.
Yeah, those games were absolutely incredible.
I knew that they were probably going to be close, but I didn't think it was going to be like that, So, like, I honestly, I wanted my match with Scuti to be like that, but I'm not like that. I'm not built like James, all right?
But pretty intimidating opponent, having to go from Matt Martin to Dog, who Dog is probably considered top 5, maybe top 10 DAS players in the world, won the CTM DAS tournament in its 2nd event. So,
yeah.
Also has a high 1.2 with DAS.
So this is basically just like another upset situation for James if he manages to pull this off.
Can James keep his Cinderella's run on the rise? I don't.
Nice one.
Nice.
I mean, about the trophies, right?
Yeah.
So the nameplate on the front comes off.
Yeah.
So what happened was we were outside and like actually we lost the front nameplate last night, and we found it 12 hours later, like in the front yard somehow, like in like the pile of dirt with like a bunch of flowers around it. I'm like, how did you do that? Scoot, how'd you do that? Like, it doesn't come off that easy.
The whole trophy was inside the house. Like
yeah. It's that one part that we lost. But yeah, no, those trophies are cool, and I don't know who made them. I don't know if Scooty's mom made them.
Scooty's mom made them.
Yeah, Scooty's mom made that, and like shout out to her. Like it's really awesome having her do those.
Nearing the halfway point, Andy 308, Scooty 309. So both players at the top neck and neck. Meanwhile at the bottom, both players also neck and neck. Dog 259.
Ooh, Andy, wait.
James.
That's a board for Andy, dude. 332, very tied, but okay, does get some good pieces to burn out of that. But that could have been, if you don't know what you're doing, that could have been really scary.
But Andy fortunately does know what he's doing. Made it into the semifinals for a reason.
Did you say fortunately or unfortunately?
Fortunately.
Fortunately. Unfortunately, Andy knows what he's doing. Imagine. Oh my god. But yeah, no. Everyone's pretty clean right now, and honestly, that's kind of what you expect out of these top players. Cause
would you?
Do I?
Would you?
Would I? I mean, not me. Yeah, I'll have like 2 digs at least in a game.
I'll like stack clean for like 20 lines, and I'll be like, okay, I'm feeling good. I'll miss shift and I'll top out. Like
So is the story of DAS, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you think you're fine for like a good 20 lines, 30 lines, and then like you get a scenario where it's like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Right.
But then like it spirals, so it's like
you're stacking clean and you're getting Tetrises, so you start like zoning out,
Yeah.
and then you like open your eyes and you're like, wait, I'm like 14 rows high.
Wait,
and I have a bad stack.
That's just roller brain at that point. You're
Yeah.
just you're just too used to that. 468 for Andy up on top. 498 for Scuti. 405 for Dog. 347 for James. James getting a little high.
Gonna open that longboard dependency. Gets a bar for it.
Nice.
This few bars in quick succession gonna help James get out of this. Dog probably used them for Tetrises.
Oh, James. I don't know if there were missed burn opportunities or just
But nice triple.
honestly like good gambling, I think. All right, opens up that right side, does get that bar for the Tetris 382. Nearly 10 lines away from the level 19 transition for the players on the bottom as well as the top. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah.
Level 19 is scary. In fact, I did not survive to it. If y'all have watched earlier.
Oh, I did survive in my match.
You did.
Yeah.
I didn't. Because I'm me. 563 for Andy. 616 for Blue's Scuti on the top there. Really good score for Scuti into transition.
Yeah, players gonna set up for Tetris, hoping to push that lead. Andy, tough board.
Oh.
That's the stack is very split.
Oh, that right
Gonna
side needs
pieces
so much
over.
help. Okay.
Okay, gets the dependency open, needs a bar. Ooh, those misshifts. Gets the bar though.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know what Andy can
Can't
do
get
here.
anything to the
Nice
left
T-spin,
side.
but I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, no, misflips the J-piece on the right side and can't open it anymore. So, Scuti, you're good for game number 1.
Well,
James having to deal with some issues on the right side, but can open this back up with the right
yeah,
pieces.
it's just gonna allow Dog to further his pace, but Dog, little tricky situation here, but
Yeah, has
should
that
be able to
right
burn it
side.
out.
Yeah, has that right side good enough to burn out of it.
J-piece. Gonna work out nice.
Oh, nice.
And nice square to the left.
Oh, wait, James.
Oh, James.
Couple
Needs
of
a bar or a J-piece.
I don't know what. Yeah,
Oh,
no.
oh.
Couldn't get that Z piece over to the center.
And both players top out at about the same time. James with 480. Dog wins with a 604.
3, 2, 1. Tetris. We love the semifinals.
Yeah. All players already deviating their stacks from each other.
That's really cool. I think we should.
I mean, a lot of times you think, well, maybe like, especially for openers, maybe there's a clear answer to like what's the best move, but
We
a
haven't.
lot of
We're
people
not there
stack
yet.
differently.
It was
Well-
actually so when I was doing like similar openings to Scuti, I think on game 2, did y'all talk about that? Because I could not hear it.
Maybe.
Probably. Okay.
That was a little bit ago.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. With in-person tournaments, sometimes you, especially when you're like rolling, maybe not with DAS, but you have enough time to kind of look at your opponent's board and maybe look at their opener and copy that.
I don't know.
I did
don't
that
know.
yesterday.
You did. Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know if my internet is good enough for that, but if you can
No,
do
here.
that, good for you. Now here,
In person, not.
Oh, like
My internet is not that fast.
okay, because I'm like, that's
No.
some crazy work if you did that on a an online match, yeah. But okay, James has some trouble, but opens up the center. Hopefully, can find the pieces to maybe burn out of this. Nice J tuck.
Ooh, choosing to cover the well.
Yeah, long bar is not coming for James, so
Yeah.
probably is gonna try and play this safe.
With nice bull strats, gonna be able to burn this out. Is set up for a well transfer. Gets the well transfer.
Dirty
Maybe
Tetris.
a quick long bar here could be
or hopefully.
very nice. Sorry.
You're good.
Ooh, I like that Z flat. Creates a nice burn opportunity, especially if he gets an L like he did. We'll see if he chooses to stack left wall here. Looks like he will.
I think Z and S flats are underrated.
Mm-hmm.
They're really they're not flashy, but they do a lot. They
Yeah.
can do a lot, when you're in a pickle.
Do they do a lot?
They do a real whole lot, like a big much.
A big much. Anyways, James going with the left wall here, actually stacking pretty clean for left wall.
Scuti looks like is trying to get out of this mess up top. 261 for him, 304 for Andy, 264 for Dog, 175 for James on the bottom. So Andy having a pretty okay lead against Scuti here. That's like about what three or so Tetrises, now 4.
And James is gonna transition this back to a normal right well, but having a tricky time doing so. This board not very ideal, but with this next C piece, will be clean again. Some of the situations, if you get one wrong piece, it can really start to spiral.
Yeah, it's not, when you're playing with Das, it's not as recoverable if you get into a bad position compared to rolling. There's at least like less leeway for you to do that. And it's still cool to see that Das as a playstyle is still offered as a competition like format.
A lot of Das players just end up switching to roll anyways because, well, I think you either Das or you roll, right? Not many people tap, but
right.
I think definitely
not many people do the trifecta, right?
Yeah.
So,
but I think at least for me, Das tournaments becoming a thing definitely made me a little bit more motivated to practice my Das. You know,
yeah.
I don't have a Das max out yet, so definitely would like to get that. But I think, and funny thing to say, I think Van Dweller, who runs like CTM and stuff, can really just influence what people do.
Yeah,
as easy as just starting a new tournament.
I'd say so. Yeah, like what with him would. There's Das monthly, and then there's No Cap November too, which somehow inspired some, a little bit of the crash craze near about last year. Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
We're nearing that point again too. Like,
don't tell me about that.
I mean, like,
I just realized it's been like a year since CTWC last year.
Yes, it's been that long. 565 for Andy, about to transition within the next 10 lines. 488 though for Scuti, so still lagging a bit behind, over 100,000 points against Andy there. Tetris for James, 427, 471 for Dog, who runs CTM and stuff. I mean, I feel like that's the energy we should address him with.
Yeah.
Knowing Vandy and stuff.
Andy, speaking of Andy, Andy is in a difficult situation. Needs something for our right side. Now needs that left though.
No,
gonna hang.
Wait a minute.
Scuti with a chase down needs 661.
Now be aware, this isn't automatically game point for Scuti. This is now a best of 5 for the semis. A lot of pressure
here. Wants to be up 2-0.
Yeah, it's still definitely a good runway for the whole match.
Speaking of runway, James transitions into 20 at 529, Dog 590. So Dog a bit ahead of James by about 2 or 3 Tetrises. So both Dog and Scuti trying to up themselves to 2-0. Be one game away from moving on to the finals.
Nice little burn there with that J for Dog. Oh, James hanging a couple pieces on the right side, but
didn't burn with that square.
Maybe not. Yeah, who knows if there was enough DAS for that movement. James working this board down. Scuti still trying to chase this down at 561. Needs 661.
Has down to about 80,000 points.
Definitely still within range to chase this down. Oh man, Dog taking basically over 100,000 point lead here. 728 versus 605. A little misshift I think I just saw from James with that S piece. Oh, and that hang of the Z piece on the left side. Okay, good flat burn with that bar, but I don't know if it'll do anything. Okay, does open it up. Oh, but that T hang
gets the bar though. Trying to burn this down. Needs some good piece for that left side. Can he get the bar over? Gets the bar over. Trying to get this down.
I mean, you got to give props to James. Yeah. He is still working on this board, as dire as this looks. Oh, but doesn't get that.
Gonna need a quick tap. Oh, but it hangs.
Doesn't get that L over.
And Dog at 781. Gonna take game number 2. Meanwhile, Scuti up at the top only needs 20,000 more points to chase this down. And then needs 661. Can tell that posture he's locked
honestly
in.
Can line this out if needed.
Nice adjustment for that triple.
That will make it.
Cut it down only 5,000 points now.
Yeah, that'll be really useful for Scuti to
Yeah.
line this out and
Needs
not worry
one
about
more
it.
burn.
One more line, bro.
And takes game number
There
2
we
with that
go.
burn.
There we go. Hello? Whoa. They turned on the speakers in this
Hello.
place. That is a very bad echo.
Yeah, let's move.
3, 2, 1.
Tetris.
So, Andy is the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
I forgot how many max outs he has.
He got 4 max outs.
He got 4 maxes in quals.
Yeah. So definitely considered the favorite going in, but
Definitely, but
on the ropes against Scuti.
yeah. And you know, sometimes even number 1 seeds face pressure in any of the. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think as the number 1 seed, there's a little bit more pressure to do well.
Mm-hmm.
Than if you're like maybe the number 4. Ooh.
Yeah, I was gonna say Scuti has been. Oh, okay, never mind. I didn't say nothing. All right. That was a lovely couple of burns there for Scuti to have this stat clean and another Tetris. 54 for him, 79 for Andy. But as we were saying, like number 1 seed is a good pressure. I mean, what Scuti was also number 1 seed in CTWC.
Yeah.
This year, and that is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we even saw it with Sharky at the Jonas Cup, being the number 1 seed, and people really expect you to make a deep run, but
he was probably one of the most overwhelming favorites I've ever seen for a competition. But yeah, went out in top 8, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, so even number 1 seed isn't a guarantee for anything.
Nice T-spin for Scuti. Ooh, bit of a mischief.
Speaking of spins, that was a awkward L spin there, but could maybe clear this out with another L if it ever comes.
Triple would fix it, but not getting the L piece.
Really is holding out there, but couldn't get it, and so has to work this down. There's the L piece that was literally needed several pieces ago at that point.
Not going to take too many burns, though, but it is going to allow Andy to extend his lead.
Yeah, nearly 100,000 point. Actually, there it is, 100,000 point lead for Andy there.
Yeah, but we've seen in the past couple games, Andy has really built up a lead on 18, but the top outs at 19 have really just opened the door for Scuti to make the chase down anyways. You know, some people say it's more of a marathon, not a sprint, so.
And it really is. Sometimes when you're in the moment, you kind of forget that because you're so focused on like your opponent and seeing like if you're like maybe a little behind, like it's fine. But like if you're really behind, it's like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna catch up on 19 because 19. Again, it's hard.
It's hard, but it's also hard for your opponent. So
it's also hard for your opponent. So you kind of have to like, pick and choose your battles there, and you don't want to go too aggressive where you can't come back from.
Yeah. You'd rather be behind and be alive than die and still be behind.
Exactly. So. All right, 321 for Andy, 222 for Scuti, 308 for Dog at the bottom, 329 for James. So James has taken the lead on Dog there on the bottom through the halfway point of level 18.
Huh?
Wait,
James has the lead.
Did I say Dog or James?
Yeah, you said Dog has the lead.
I'm so sorry, guys.
James, the underdog, with a lead in the potential last game, but they need to carry this momentum into 19. Meanwhile, Scuti behind by still 100,000 points. But a thing to note, as you get deeper into the game, that 100,000 point lead will be smaller even if it's the same number, because on 18, like 100,000 points is 5 Tetrises, but when you get all the way to like 27, 28, that's only 3.
Yeah.
So
The potential gets easier up there. What is it called? Like scaling? Right?
Yeah, scaling.
Yeah.
At a little bit of a smaller level than usual, but it still applies.
It definitely still applies. I was looking at Dog and James's game there. They were nearly tied for a good bit. They were literally like within like 1,000 points with each other. But a couple of these situations for James has kind of caused him to lose that sort of momentum against Dog here. Dog really taking advantage of James's board state to score a couple Tetrises there. 496 versus 435.
Yeah, but James back to a clean well, waiting for the long bar to score Tetris. Gets the bar, gets the Tetris, goes up to 458. Meanwhile, Scuti still behind by 100,000 points. Andy, though, with a little bit of a tricky board, gonna have to burn here. Might set up this well. It smartly chooses to burn it down again with the pace lead. Not really necessary there.
Wait, Andy is about to transition with this next burn. Oh, that left side is not looking okay.
Yeah. Gonna need some nice pieces. Chooses not to go the square left, but ooh, that spire in the middle could be tricky. Meanwhile, Scuti gonna transition with the next few burns.
Yeah, opens up the right side. Would like a bar. I have no idea if that was
Scuti.
intentional with that square.
Scuti's
but
left side is tricky. If he doesn't get the bar,
and
he's gonna go into 19 with his stack.
He's not getting it. I think he knows what's about to happen if he doesn't get anything in time.
Oh.
No. 407. Scuti will be done, and Andy will take game number 3 down at the bottom. 657 transition into level 19 for Dog. 558 for James. Both rocketing through 19 speeds now.
Dog really turning on the Jets here. Wants to close out this game and move on to the finals. James gonna see what he can do to prevent that. Really gonna have to push it on 19 here.
And I think the top players are ready, so let's count them down for game number 4 of the semifinals in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And a Tetris for James, 641, 738 for Dog.
Ooh, Dog with a misshift.
Okay. Can burn this out with the right couple of pieces, but it's going to be a little awkward.
Tricky.
Oh, okay.
But has runway to just take it easy. Is still 100,000 points ahead of James. James trying to get ready. Gets a Tetris, closing that gap little by little. Now only 80,000 points.
Yeah, Dog getting Tetris ready after closing up a sort of like center well formation earlier. And is waiting to get Tetris ready and will do so. Oh, bar.
James might set up dirty here. Is set up.
Oh, but
Will he
James
get the
also.
bar?
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Doesn't wait for too long.
These
Covers
pieces
it.
are at left side, though.
Yeah, covers it up. Good thing, too, because maybe James saw that Dog wasn't getting a bar either.
Needs a bar, though. Gonna have to cover.
No, that right
over.
side.
Tops out at 712. Dog at 791 is good for game number 3. We'll take
Wow.
the set with a sweep.
GG's. And let's see if I can do this.
All right. Scuti behind again by about 30,000 points, but is also behind in lines.
I did pretty good on that one. All right.
Andy taking that game number 3, maybe getting a bit of momentum going into this game number 4, but still Scuti with the lead, still putting pressure on Andy with the lead in the match.
Okay, Scuti with a little bit of a formation needing to be burned out there in the middle. Gets the L piece to burn that out cleanly. We'll move on to this left well. Gets a Tetris there.
Probably going to transfer here. We'll see. Nope, going to continue with the left well.
Yeah, we'll probably only transfer when it's ready to do so.
Ooh.
Okay.
Going a bit aggressive there. Did not fill the bar dependency. Hoping for a quick bar, but doesn't get it. So going to have to go back to a right well. But this board, nice burn though, gets the bar.
Nice Tetris, I think.
Back to the left well. It was a Tetris.
Okay. Because it doesn't flash for us, yeah.
Oh.
So
Tetris player, it is hard to count.
it is very hard to count.
Ooh, this parity for Scuti. Gonna have to set up a delayed T-spin.
And
Nails
guessed
it.
it. Now, I do want to point out, while we're still in 18, we have a Mentorino little prize pool going on, you know. So um, we're nearing the finals here. You know, one player is already set for that. So
Yeah, 393. Let's try to get that up to a even number, maybe 400.
400, 500 definitely will help
Yeah.
many of these players. Even after yesterday, you know, a little chip in or
Well,
two.
I mean, James and PixelAndy were not in the top 4 yesterday, so
I forget what the cutoff was for yesterday because I didn't know what the thresholds were.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. So I mean, hey,
That's a Scuti
good
question.
bigger payout for James too.
Yeah.
For this tournament after
James
the
is,
upset.
I believe, first payout at a tournament.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, five and
5 and
below.
below.
437 for Andy. A good pace here on level 18. 366 for Scuti.
Interesting overhang for Andy, but gets the J for it. Ooh, nice adjustment for the S spin. Hits the S spin. It's ahead by.
Oh, nice like pullback thing for Andy to make room for that L.
Yeah, Andy with about a 70,000 point lead once again.
Scuti having some garbage there in the center, and we'll clear it out.
Yeah. Although Andy is 10 lines ahead, so really this lead is only about 1 Tetris for him, even though it's 70,000 points.
Okay. I mean, yeah, Andy putting on the pressure against Scuti right now. Like, really doesn't want to have this 3-1 win, you know, easy if he does
Yeah.
take it. If anything, would really like a decider game to
Mhm.
happen.
Yeah, being down 0-2 can be really tense, but really you just have to take it one game at a time, which Andy is doing. So transitions 572, Scuti 505, still can get about 3 Tetrises before he transitions.
Oh, that column 3 sort of action there. Yeah, good burns to open that up. And just in time to maybe get 1 or 2 more Tetrises here before level 19.
All right, Scuti gonna transition with this next Tetris, but a bit of a tricky board again into 19.
Oh, nice, but
Needs a quick bar probably or some burns. Oh, that square miss shift.
oh God, I think that was really smart of Scuti to not try to burn that double with that S there, because there were literally like 2 rows that had 1 square not filled in, and so he literally would not have burned anything with that. It was really smart of him to not go for that double.
But some nice DAS management, managing to get the stack down.
Wow, nice dig there for Scuti. Back down to the bottom, 564 for Scuti, 712 for PixelAndy.
So Andy managing to grow his lead further, but again, Scuti is still about a level behind, so lead a bit smaller than it may seem. Although that means that Scuti does have to score those Tetrises in order for the lead to stay the same, putting some pressure on him.
Oh dear, Andy's board was, looking a bit bumpy there. Ideally, you wouldn't really want to have that in terms of your stack health. Good adjustment of the T to get Tetris ready for Scuti.
Andy slams down a Tetris 780. Scuti setting up. Nice quick tap for Scuti.
Ooh. Yeah, overall,
Ooh.
over
Very clean
100,000
set.
points in between them. This might come down to maybe Scuti hoping for Andy to mess up somewhere or something, because you know, the longer this lead goes on for Andy, you know, the lesser chance of, you know, the less chances Scuti can catch up here. 749 to 857.
Scuti also having to avoid getting into situations himself. This board, nice delayed burn, but
Center well action for Andy here, hoping to get the bar soon, and we'll get it.
nice quick tap with the square. Set up in column 8, hoping for a quick bar.
Andy.
Ooh, this board is tricky. Nice
Good triple. Oh, wow. Nice pullbacks there for Andy, and gets another Tetris. 940.
Ooh, but not going to be Tetris ready here. Going to have to maybe set up dirty. Only has a couple burns left. Meanwhile,
Oh,
Scuti 854 has got the lead down to only 90,000 points and is
Andy set
20
up.
lines behind.
Andy set up with the
Andy
center
set
well.
up.
Guess the
And again-
Tetris has one more left in the tank. Maybe.
Andy, the 29 player, might try to set something
Oh,
up, but
overshifted
gets
to
bored.
T.
Ooh, it's set up. Needs a bar.
Still set up.
Gets a
Gets
bar.
it in. A18.
Scuti needs A19.
Still
It's a
has a
Tetris.
level to go.
Scuti.
Has 2 more Tetrises on 28. Is set up on the
Scuti-
left.
Scuti gonna need something on kill screen.
Nice
One
wall
Tetris
transfer
won't be
over.
enough. Gonna have to try to go
Oh.
middle wall here.
Oh, was that double enough? Maybe. Yeah, he might
No,
need.
gonna need something. Ooh, chooses not to set up with that burn. Set up.
Oh, is
It's a bar.
maybe.
A11.
Maybe.
A13. Oh.
Doesn't get any more, and Andy takes it with 5,000 points. GG's. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So how was your day, Cole?
My day is just getting started.
I mean,
So-
really, yeah, no, like, finals is about to start after
Mhm.
this game.
Yeah.
We get to see, like, who gets to make it on. You know, yeah, I'd say the day starts with that.
Yep.
It doesn't matter about what happened before. I didn't play this at all. We don't talk about the last
we don't
2
talk
hours.
about our matches.
We don't talk about our matches.
But anyways, Andy up now back to 2-2. Though he was down 0-2. I can definitely relate to the feeling. It's like when you're down 0-2, it's like it kind of feels impossible. But then you realize, wait, I just won a game. Now it's 1-2, and then I won another game. It's 2-2, and you're one game away. Definitely feeling the pressure. Maybe has the I can't think of the word. I can't think of the word. He's got it.
he's got. Thanks, Pumpy.
Thanks, Pumpy.
I mean, I will say, like, reverse sweeps. I haven't had one in a while, but like those are scary to go through. Because you're kind of like still kind of racking over that you were down 2-0 at one point in the game, and now you've just won a couple games yourself, and it's like, oh, it's basically this or nothing, right? And so
Yeah, and even being up 2-0, and then all of a sudden it's a decider. It's like, oh, what if I did this? I could have been in a winning scenario right here. But Scuti, speaking of scenarios, this board is not very nice.
nice L and J placements there.
Yeah.
That was an awesome way to solve that situation without covering the well after those burns.
Great discipline, managing to get this down. Is set up. Gonna get a perfect wall transfer.
156 for Scuti, 203 for Andy. Scuti looking to try and burn the middle out there. Yes, Scuti still looking to have that clean out. Ooh, ooh.
Nice delayed T-spin. Gets the T-spin. Got the T-spin. Wait, what?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like,
he did
yeah,
get the T-spin.
these next couple of burns will do nicely. Yep. And yeah, that was a tough situation for Scuti, but manages to find a solution. 281 for Andy, and yeah, 18 again is deceptively
difficult.
difficult.
Yeah.
It's you. I can
Even-
feel my brain numbing.
Yeah. Even though the speeds might be a lot slower than what they're used to playing on, you still have the pressure of keeping up with your opponent. So
Mhm.
that's
And
really the whole difficulty of it all.
Especially with this lead by Andy over or nearly 100,000 points in the lead. And if you haven't been playing too many matches yourself, like 100,000 lead sounds like a lot, because it's over 4 Tetrises. But it's a long game. It's a marathon. You're not like sprinting towards the finish, at least not yet. And you gotta give props to these players who know how to keep their cool, especially at this top level of play. 376 for Andy, 282 for Scuti. Tetris for both. Simul Tetris.
Yeah, it's
Even.
when you're behind, it's definitely not thinking, oh, I need to make up like 20 burns. It's I need to make up like 2 burns here, 2 burns there, and as it goes on, you'll get closer and closer, and it'll seem a lot more doable. You know, Scuti doing some
Definitely.
burns of his own. Nice delayed S or Z burn.
Oh, wow. I
Very
love that
smart.
from him. Yeah.
We talked
Yeah.
about those Z flats earlier, coming in use again.
Flat burns in general, too, are always awesome.
They're also a lot more difficult to see, so definitely very impressive when someone manages to pull it off.
How I learned them is that people tell me about the S flat, and it's like, I don't see them yet. And it's like, you'll see them. And then I just
Yeah.
kept watching players, and it's like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. 476 for Andy. After that touch is going up to 498. So again, Andy keeping this 110,000 point lead up against Scuti, which again, as we've talked about,
Deceptively not that big.
it's definitely not that big, but the longer it does go on, maybe something will happen on 19 and Andy, oh my goodness, transition. 529 for Andy.
Yeah.
Scuti about to enter it with these next couple of lines, has about 2 Tetrises left maximum until that 19 speed.
Yeah. Can transition maybe around 470, so gonna be behind about 80,000 into transition, but taking some burns.
Yeah, has
Transitions
only
with this
that one.
Tetris. Well, transitions 459, only behind by about 100,000 points. Andy ahead by 10 lines.
So Scuti lower on the board. Andy has a long bar dependency, but does get the bar to open up the right side again. Tetris ready. Where's that bar? Oh, a couple of placements there. And Andy
for Scuti as well.
Oh, long bar dependency, but Scuti gets it over. 487. Scuti gets a good couple of burns. Andy's still trying to work his way back down to the bottom. Has a bar dependency now after not getting the piece that he wants. Opens up the left side.
Yeah, just gonna have to bite the bullet and take these burns. Andy also burning, so Scuti not really losing any.
Nice couple of burns there for Andy to reset this stack. And does get that bar for the Tetris. 643. Scuti opening up that center. Is setting up for a center well.
Set up, waiting for the bar. Ooh, but these pieces.
Oh, that spin didn't go through. Scuti trying to open up here. Needs a J or L, something.
Gonna open up the well. But center wells can be very tricky to manage, especially when you're trying to keep pace. Gets a Tetris, goes to 570. Andy, 703.
Oh, man. Andy, though, has a little dependency in the middle of the board. Has opened up the right side again, but gets the bar for the Tetris. 741, 601 for Scuti. Over 140,000 points in the deficit here. Oh, wow. Scuti Tetris there.
Yeah, Scuti really going to have to turn it on here as we're getting closer to those level 29 speeds where it becomes practically unplayable to play with DAS.
Oh, man. Scuti
setting up the left well.
Pieces.
Gets the Tetris.
Oh.
Ooh, looks like he's going to keep up with it. He is.
Oh, wow. Okay, still set up for that left well. Gets
That's
that bar
another
over.
one. We'll see if he transitions to right well here. He seems like he will.
Yeah. It's definitely still a bit tough as he's off of row 2. There it is. Tetris there. 730. And another Tetris for Andy. Scuti set up. Still behind over 100,000 points.
Nice delayed burn with that J.
This lead from Andy is not going away, and Scuti probably is still hoping for some kind of light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
God.
Nice quick tap for Andy.
Tetris for Scuti, 804. Oh, man.
With this lead, Scuti probably going to have to go perfect if he wants a shot.
Oh, and Andy enters 29, 989.
Trying to clutch out the max.
Oh, my God. Look at Andy, dude. What is he doing?
To the left.
Gets the square over. He's still going.
Wait.
He's still going. He's still going. The max.
It still clutches the max. Scuti needs something.
He's
Gonna
still
need
at
one hell of a
nitro.
run.
Has one more Tetris and max
Oh.
left. That's a
Wait.
level 30 in live
30.
competition, guys. Scuti cannot get it.
Just from Myles, got a 980. Oh, and a miss drop right away.
L hang.
Can get some things over and
Can
definitely,
definitely
take some
still
burns.
get things over.
And boom, touches for Scuti, now up to 1.1. Myles taking these digs right here.
Yes. Oh no! Needs to get